Then come the tumultuous years, when Goodyear meets the challenge of Pearl Harbor, and overnight becomes one of the foremost industrial contributors to the war effort. In addition to millions of tires for the military, Goodyear plants turn out a great variety of products from artillery to tank treads, earning 10 Army-Navy E awards in the process. Goodyear Aircraft, starting with a new plant and a handful of employees, zooms to a payroll of 35,000 virtually overnight. Working around the clock, this vast force builds more than 4,000 Corsair fighter planes by VJ Day in 1945. It's one of the production miracles of the war. The post-war era, Goodyear establishes its chemical division in 1948, continuing its wartime leadership in synthetic rubber development. It becomes the world's largest producer of synthetic rubber and a major producer of polyester and plastic resins and adhesives. Goodyear research and development keep pace in a world of accelerating changes. And in 1951, Goodyear becomes the first billion-dollar rubber company. 1956, the company introduces the Unisteel radial truck tire. It foreshadows a new age in tire building. At the same time, an era is ending. The legendary Litchfield steps down as chief executive officer. His successor, E.J. Thomas, began his Goodyear career as Litchfield's secretary and rose through the production ranks. Under Thomas's leadership, expansion goes on. New plant locations are added to the Goodyear directory. Among them, Beaumont, Tyler, Point Pleasant, Amiens, Medicine Hat, New Delhi, La Havre, Izmit, Cisterna de Latina, and the company-operated atomic plant at Portsmouth, Ohio. Sales climbed to a whopping $1.7 billion in 1963. Concurrently, new products emerged from Goodyear laboratories and test centers. Natsin synthetic rubber, a duplicate of natural rubber molecule for molecule. Tubeless tires, two-ply tires, sprayable polyurethane rubber, and the harbinger of a coming revolution in tire making, polyester core. Reflecting its changing role, Goodyear Aircraft is renamed Goodyear Aerospace. 1964. President Russell D. Young becomes chairman and chief executive officer. Thomas retires after almost half a century with the company. That same year, Motor Wheel Corporation becomes a major Goodyear subsidiary. Also in 1964, Goodyear sales topped $2 billion, 13 years after hitting the $1 billion mark. Only 8 years later, sales are doubled again, surpassing $4 billion in 1972. As it was in the early days, distribution remains essential to leadership. More than 1,000 company-owned stores are opened in less than a decade. Franchise tire centers and innovation in 1968 add more than 100 additional outlets to complement Goodyear's far-flung organization of more than 80,000 independent dealers. Sales growth is matched by worldwide expansion of production facilities that number over 135 in some 34 countries. The grand tour of Goodyear plants now includes new stops at Danville, Union City, Scottsboro, Madisonville, Logan, and Marysville, among others in the United States. And Lee Tire joins the Goodyear family. Internationally, the proliferation of new facilities includes Australia, Germany, Ireland, Canada, Greece, Thailand, Zaire, Brazil, Morocco, Luxembourg, and Jamaica. All told, 50 new plants and countless additions to existing facilities in a 10-year span. Goodyear International becomes an ever stronger factor in the company's progress. 1967, enter Polyglass tires. Immediate acceptance by Detroit and the public. As always, Goodyear is first in tires, even on the moon. 1972, Steel Guard radial tires are introduced, and Goodyear becomes the largest U.S. producer of radial tires. 1973, The company marks its 75th anniversary as sales top $4.6 billion. And Russell DeYoung completes his active career. Bringing global experience with Goodyear International to the board chairman's office, Charles J. Pilliot, Jr. becomes Chief Executive Officer. Under his guidance, the company's diversification and flexibility assume increasing importance to Goodyear and to the economy. Technical skills, research, and engineering capabilities are marshaled to help meet the needs of a growing world population in quest of new energy sources, expanded food production, and sufficient raw materials. As in the past, today's challenges are being met by Goodyear's unquenchable pioneering spirit and dynamic leadership.